I am now creating weekly exclusive content for Patreon, so if you are interested in that, go check out the link down below. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to yet another player review, and today, or this evening, it is time to have a look at Vinicius Jr. If you've done any of them so far, whether it be Vinicius Jr. or the guy that I can't pronounce the name of, I'm going to call him Makis because Matchis just doesn't sound right. So if you've done either one of them, chances are you've probably done Vinicius, given the fact that he plays for the team that is most likely going to win that game and the fact that his card is better on paper. That being said, though, don't be fooled by Makis. Go check out that review because that card is a lot better than you'll think it is. He really did surprise me. Big fan. Go check it out. Now, with that being said, 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, high medium work rates, all in the right place, 5'9", right-footed, and of course a lean body type for Vinicius. I'm going to end up just going to call him Vinicius Jr. I mean, like, is his name just Vinicius? Is it Junior? Is it Vinicius Jr.? I'm just going to call him Vinicius Jr. because I want to, and that's just what rolls off the end of my tongue. So, good start. It's a shame we don't have a 5-star weak foot, but guess what? We have outside of the foot shot trait, so more than makes up for it. And that's I say more than makes up for it. It's the next best thing, right? So it's okay, not bad. 95 acceleration, 98 sprint speed, 99 agility, and 94 balance, as well as the 98 dribbling and 93 ball control. Only the 88 reactions and composure. If and when Real Madrid win, or indeed just get a point from that game, he will go up to a 93 or a 95. I say if and when. It's not a foregone conclusion. There definitely are scenarios where Real Madrid will or can lose that game, and I'm not saying it's done and that's it, but there's a very strong chance that Real Madrid are going to win that game. If he goes to a 93, the reactions and the composure, they go up by 1. If he goes to a 95, then they are into the 90s, both 91. So that's what I'm looking forward to. His finishing will go from 87 to 90, and his long shots will go from 87 to 90 as well, as his short passing and vision, all 4 of those stats on 87. So he would benefit a lot from that card going to a 95. And you know what's the crazy thing about this is, I think he benefits more than Makis does, because Makis' card is brilliant. There's almost nothing you could do to that card to make it that much better. He already has I mean, 4-star, 4-star, okay, you could give him 5-star, 5-star, or 5-star weak foot, whatever. But apart from that, like, if you only had maybe 10 stat points to give, there isn't an awful lot you could do to make the card feel better or perform better. He is an absolute goal machine. His ball control and dribbling and all the rest of it is just brilliant. Vinicius Jr. has a few problems with finishing, absolutely no doubt in my mind. When we get to the clips, which are not too far away, you're going to see evidence of him missing point blank. You'll see him hit the post more than I have done with any other player recently, and it cannot be down to just bad luck, and it cannot be down to just me. I'm going to take responsibility for a few of them, because there are a few chances that I should have squared across goal, and so on and so forth. However, there are plenty of chances within the clips that he should have buried, and you will bury with the players like Makis, or my normal striker, which is my flashback Mertens, or even my icon moments Rush, who, by the way, just doesn't seem to miss the target either. So those type of players score goals for days. Vinicius Jr. is definitely having a few problems in front of goal. Now, it depends where you play him, whether you play him left wing, cam, or striker, whatever it may be. I used him as a striker. I mean, I suppose the main reason I used him as a striker was because I wanted him a little bit more involved. If I play players like in their natural position, so for example, Vinicius Jr. is left wing. If I play him in a 4-2-3-1 as a left wing, you know what type of clips you're going to see constantly? Him running down to the byline and then looking for a cutback. Whether it's successful or not, that is basically what happens, because that's the meta of FIFA 20. And that is, I would say, 90% of my attack attempts are down the wing, cutback. And it's boring to a degree, but it's just what you have to do in this game to get, I wouldn't say to grind out results necessarily. You can play through the middle and get moderate success, but if you are desperate for that goal or you just want an easy route, that's the way to do it. People know about it as well, so it's not like, I mean, it is the meta, which obviously stands for most effective tactic, right? But or tactic available. But if people know about it, how can it still be that effective? If I know my opponent is literally looking to go around the outside constantly, surely all I have to do is put the depth up, or sorry, the width up on my defensive in-game tactics, and it stops it, right? Yeah, it does. So even though it is the most effective tactic and people will do it constantly, honestly, if you just up the width of your defense by 1 or 2, and you have to do it moderately, because if you do it too much, you're going to leave gaps through the middle, and then they can just take attacker through you, and that's where the problem lies. But you have to find a happy medium between the two. That's kind of why going 5 width naturally is a good width to have. But yeah, just crank it up 1 or 2 points. Don't whack it all the way up, you leave too many gaps, but whack it up to 1 or 2 points here or there until they are met with your fullback constantly. And that's how you stop people getting around the back. It's not 100% effective, but it definitely helps compared to not doing anything. So with that, let's talk about him as a striker. I liked his ball control, his movement, his positioning in particular was a favourite of mine. His pace is very good. Massive fan of his skills. Juggling with the ball is an absolute treat. There are players out there, believe it or not, who can't juggle. And what I mean by that is you're just clicking in the right stick, right? So you're literally just doing keepy-ups or keep-ups or whatever you want to call them. And you're just sort of dancing with it. You're running but keeping the ball in the air. And that's what I call juggling, okay? So when you're running with the ball and you're juggling and you get round the defender, you know, you go in one way, you go in the other, they don't know which way you're going, they can't stop you, and then you're in on goal and bang. Most of the time, he's going to hit the post. I don't know why the post, and I don't know whether that's down to finishing, maybe a finishing and composure with reaction combination. I don't know why I threw reactions in there, but it was just the other stat that was sort of down at the 80s. So I don't know whether it's a combination of all of that or whether it's just down to negative or poor finishing. But either way, the amount of times I've managed to do something unreal, you know, like beat 3 or 4 people with skill moves and then get into the penalty area, we take a shot and we either hit the post or the goalkeeper makes a very easy save because the ball just doesn't go where you want it to on target. That's the biggest frustrating thing about this card. Everything else, honestly, even the passing, even though I've got it down as a negative, even the passing was, I suppose, what's the word I'm looking for? Usable is the wrong word. You know, acceptable, I guess. That's not the word I'm looking for, but acceptable. You know, he can pass in a straight line for a couple of yards in front of him. If you want to do the tiki-taka passing, you want to play triangles around the defense and things like that, you can get away with 87 vision and short passing. It's not a problem. If you want to try and rake the ball a little bit longer, not ideal. If you do want to play him as a left wing, you want to try and get balls into the penalty area, crossing 85, not ideal. You want to bump that up. I gave him a Deadeye to try and combat that, so his finishing goes to 99, still not that accurate. I wouldn't believe that. Shot power up to 99, position up to 99, and then his short passing goes to 97 as well as his vision. That might have made a big impact, made a big difference, because I didn't really see that there was any problem with his passing. If I needed to give a little 1-2, you know, quick give and go, I would be able to do it, allow the overlapping Mertens to make the run and then thread the ball through with a through ball, and it worked well. There wasn't really any problem there for me personally, so I'm not going to criticise his passing, even though I've written it down as a negative, because if you don't go with a Deadeye, that's where you may get some problems. So for example, if you decide that the sniper's the way to go, because obviously the pace is irrelevant. You don't need to boost the pace. 95 acceleration, 98 sprint speed. You don't need to give him a hunter. It's a waste. So if you give him a sniper and you don't care about the passing and you want to boost up the reactions and maybe the composure as well, then the passing might come into question. And that's the problem. You can't really boost shooting, dribbling and passing all at the same time to the level that you can if you give him a Deadeye, for example. I mean, you can give him an artist if you want to boost up the balanced ball control and then get the short passing and vision up there, but then you don't hit the finishing, and the finishing is his biggest weakness in my personal opinion. If you use him wide on the left, then finishing isn't going to be that big a deal, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. But if you are going to use him as a striker like I did, giving him that Deadeye or the sniper, but Deadeye in my personal opinion is the one to go with, is the way to go. But bear in mind, he's still not going to be unbelievably consistent in front of goal. A little bit frustrating here or there. I'm hoping he gets the upgrade. I didn't have this problem with Makis in any department, so I'm hoping he gets an upgrade of 95 or 295, and then we can revisit this and see if that finishing is any better. Let me know what you think of him, if you have played with him yourself. Are you going to unlock him? Have you already unlocked him? Let me know. If you have enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, of course, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.